Hi everyone and welcome once again to our English lesson. I hope you be fine. Now, before we get started, please check in the document that I have sent you, the YouTube link video that I need you to check before we continue with our lesson today. Remember that we are working on interpreting data in a table. So, if you already check it, let's begin with our lesson. Now, as I was telling you, we were working last time about knowing a table or chart. We have both names together. But this time we need to know how to interpret data in this table or in any table. Now, before we continue, let's make a simple review about the elements of this table. Remember that the first thing that we have here is the title that gives you the information, the main topic about all the data inside this table. Also, we have columns, you see? Remember that columns are vertical, right? And right here you have mini titles or subtitles, secondary titles, that are gonna tell you what do they represent in every column. Yes. Finally, we have the rows. The rows are these horizontal lines that will give you the information by categories. Do you remember that? Very good if you remember. Now, let's see, because when we need to interpret the data in any chart or in any table, we need to know something very important. Questions. Why I need this information? Why am I doing this? What's the reason? Well, the questions are related to the title and data in the table. We need to have questions about the information that we are recollecting and we are interpreting. Yes? So, usually for this kind of table, I have two questions. First, I have what, and also I have how many. What's the difference between these questions? Well, what? This question must be answered by reading the data in the table and using logic. For this part, we are not trying to understand the numbers. We are trying to understand what does this title, what does this tallies represent for every category and for every column. That's why we need to use the logic according to what we are watching in the table. Also, for how many, this question must be answered by counting the tallies and reading the total to find the correct number. This time is the opposite of what? I need to count all the tallies, check the total, so I can make some comparisons, and I check the differences between them, so I can answer and recognize the quantities for every category. Now, to make this a little bit more clear, let's check these examples, okay? Examples with what? What's the title in the table? Do you remember the information about using our eyes to check on the title in this table? What is the title? Favorite fruits. I am reading the data. Favorite fruits. Now, let's make a more complicated question. What question I use for this survey? This is not that simple because right here for this table, I don't have the specific question I use to complete it. But I might guess, I might think about the question that I use. If the topic is favorite fruits, that means that I ask somebody about their favorite fruit. So, what question I use? What's your favorite fruit? Why? Because the title of my table is Favorite Fruits. What's the most popular fruit? Grapes. And I know it because I can check the total according to the category, and I know that grapes are the most voted fruit from the list. That's why are grapes. What data is in column number 1? If I check the title in column number 1, I will find fruits. Do you see? By reading and using logic, I can find the information for question what. Let's check now for how many. How many columns are in the table? How many? 1, 2, 3. So, 3 columns. How many tallies are for bananas? Remember that I need to check the tally column. I need to look for the category banana and I start to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I know that they have 7 tallies. How many fruits have the same total? The question tells me that I need to check in the column total and look for which categories have the same number. And I can see that banana and strawberry have the same total because they have the number 7. So how many fruits? 2 fruits have the same total. Finally, how many people vote for this survey? This one is a little bit more tricky because I need to know and add all the numbers in total so I can check how many people, considering that every people vote only one time. So 36 people in this case vote for every fruit. 6 plus 7 plus 3 plus 4 plus 9 plus 7 equals 36. These numbers are the same right here. 6 plus 7 plus 3 plus 4 plus 9 plus 7 equals 36. Do you see? This kind of interpretation must be used with logic and by reading all the information. Try to do it once again by checking the table that I show you and see how many information you can recognize. Well, for today, that's the lesson. I hope you like it. I really hope to see you soon. Don't forget to continue working on the assignments that I sent you. Thank you very much for your effort. Bye bye.